Good afternoon, traders. I haven't been online for a while, so I thought I'd just give you a review of my trading for yesterday. Overall, I will tell you that, let's just make a few notes here, that for the month of February, I am up 17%. Last week, I was up around 9%. Might have been a little bit less, but that's how I ended my week up. I had some good trades on Tuesday. Took some losses on one loss on Wednesday. Took 4 losses on Thursday. And then I took 1 loss yesterday, and then I got a win. So the one I got yesterday was about a 4% win, I think. But I'll show you that. And then after let's go over and let you know what I was looking at. I was bullish. I was definitely bullish going in. If we were to look at this, that's what we saw going into before yesterday. I was looking at the market to fill in this gap and take out this high. That's what I was looking for. Basically, I was calling for a moneymaker buy model. Right here. So just looking for this high to get taken out. So that was my expectation going into the day. And as we go look at the 4-hour, by the way, we had a few things to notice on here. We did have a gap here, right? And we did come down into that and rejected, and then we went higher, and then so this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday right there. Again, I'm expecting higher prices into Friday. So look in the 4-hour chart. Here's that daily imbalance that we were that I highlighted. And again, I was, let's back up. Yeah. We never looked at the weekly chart. Weekly chart is, we'd come down into this imbalance, rejected, and I was looking for a move up. So 4 hours, same thing, looking for longs. If we can see that there's a couple things to notice. We had a fair value gap here, 4-hour, rejected into that, and see how we respected that constant encroachment right there at 50%. That's a very bullish signature. So I'm looking for higher prices going into Friday. And so my target was right there. That's what my target was at the beginning of the day. So looking at the 1-hour chart, again, this is just looking at the day before. We've got an imbalance here. And notice how we closed above that right there the night before. That, again, that's bullish. What I was going to be looking for was how we were going to how we were going to trade into here. And by the way, if you look, There is a little tiny one right here. Let's see if I can grab that and extend it out a little bit. So those are some of the things I was kind of looking at and what I was looking for. So 4 hour gap, 4 hour gap. And we'll just mark this one. Anyway, so I wanted to see what price is going to do in those, right? So that's how I started my day. And then came into the day. Basically, we'll just kind of do this. Thursday. So, and we are on a 1 hour chart. Oops. So there's 6 o'clock. There's the beginning of the market. So come into this, begin to look at it. We're looking like we're moving up. We did touch into this fair value gap and reject just a tiny bit. And I think that's 26. And that's 25.75. So those are equal highs off by one tick. So equal highs tend to be magnets. So I was pretty sure going into this that we were going to see kind of a move down. There was news at 8:30. So let's get into what the day looked like. So looking at the 15-minute chart, 6 o'clock we'd come up and touched into this. And we'd come down a little bit, and I knew 8:30. I was anticipating a move down, which we got. But what I expected, what I was believing was going to happen, is we were going to come down and then go up. Something like that. You know, maybe maybe something a little more down. Like that, something like that. That was kind of what I was anticipating. So when it began to move down, when I saw news come out right there, that's news. Let's get rid of that. News came out, we dropped pretty hard. We kind of started retracing a little bit. At this point, I'm just waiting to see what the market's going to give us. And it wasn't giving me anything that was definitive. Also, let's get rid of this so we don't confuse ourselves here. What I was looking for was a market come down, waiting to look for something. The market opens at 9:30 and it just drops. So let's go to a 1 minute chart. And we'll take over from there. So we had let's see here. Okay, so there's my trade right there. So what I did is market's coming down. I'm still bullish, even though it's dropping like a rock. I'm anticipating a turnaround because that's just how extremely bullish I was. And I put an entry in right here on this previous day low right there, to expecting that it was going to scalp or enter me in and head back up. Well, I took a loss there. That was a 1% loss. So again, I'm still bearish. I have not changed my mind. So what I did is I zoomed out and went to the 4 hour chart. If you look at the 4 hour chart, oh, there's just way too much stuff on there. If you look at the 4 hour chart, you can see, where is that at? well, right here, right there. No. You can see a 4-hour fair value gap right there. Hold on. Now I'm confusing myself, people. Okay, this is what happens when you don't look at this stuff right after and make notes. Anyway, there was some sort of imbalance in here. So this is the previous day low, which I think I just deleted. Anyway, let's go back to the 1 minute chart. Previous day low. Oh, there it is right there. Duh. It just goes to show you don't have to be the brightest tack in the box to be able to win at trading. You don't have to be the sharpest tack, but you do have to be able to know how to read price. And I'm not telling you I know how to read price. I'm just telling you that I had a good day Friday. So let's look at this. There's some notes. We'll go over some of those notes. But if you the previous day high right here, I entered. Let's go back and let's put these on there now that we don't I entered a trade right there. Entered a trade right there, and 100 ticks later, get stopped out right in here somewhere. I'm still bullish. I look down, I see this 4-hour fair value gap that comes back to over here, and I put an entry at the midpoint, the halfway point on this fair value gap. Consequence encroachment is what that's called. So I put an entry right there. Put a 100 tick stop, which that's represented right there, 100 tick, and then sized it accordingly to be, it was actually a little bit less than 1% of my account value. So got entered in, and then kind of came down, played with a little bit, and it never, just after this point right here, I never saw any more heat in this. But that being said, it didn't just shoot right up here. It was a little bit, what do you say? It was, it wasn't, see how aggressive this came down? It did not aggressively go back up. So this is a little bit longer than I like being in this trade, but I was positive, and that's what I was going to show you on my notes. I think I actually got out right here. And so I was in that trade an hour and 38 minutes, which is a little bit longer than I like to be in a trade. So that's why I got in. Traded 5 contracts, and I got out right here. And the reasoning for my getting out is we've got 3 things up here. We have a 5-minute fair value gap that comes back to over here, and see how we went up into that and rejected, and then again and rejected. And the other thing is this dotted line. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a dotted line right there. I'll show you what that is. If you go and do your get your range. So if we do this range, this is going to be just kind of quick and easy right there. Oh, this is the higher range. The higher range right there. And I was monitoring both. See how that green line is just about where that dotted line is? That's so that's telling me this is coming back into premium. And because we came down so hard and fast and we just sluggishly went back up, that led me to believe that we were going to go back down. And so I had locked in. I just wanted to lock in some profit, and I did, and it paid off. It was a good trade. And if you look at what the rest of the day did, I mean, it kind of came down, went back up, you know, but eventually came back down to where pretty much my entry was. So a couple things I was monitoring when I was in this trade. Let's see here. A couple things I was monitoring while I was in this trade is I tend to do this either on my screen or I'll do it in my journal. But I entered right at 10 o'clock, 100 ticks. There was an SMT with the ES, and I'm not going to show you that. You're just going to have to trust me on that one. At 10:30, we came back down, and I'm still feeling bullish because we did have an market structure shift right there. So I'm still bullish. I'm gonna get rid of this, just so we don't have to look at it. Still bullish, and then a couple things I looked at my emotions a little bit, where I was at. My emotions were kind of going up a little bit. Let's see, we're 1038. We're still going up, and even then my emotions are, you know, just about mid-range. If you look at, I had a 5-minute OB on here, and then I was monitoring that OB to make sure that we stayed above it. This is what I was looking at right here. So, where'd we go? There we go. It's one thing I wish TradingView would just kind of stay in the right zone. Anyway, we went up 5 minutes. We created an OB right there. I'm looking at that, and if you look, we just about see how it didn't violate that at all with the body. Kind of went back up, and let's see, 1050 micro. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Now I get to find this all over again. 1050 micro, which is right about here. Kind of waiting to see how it played out, because we did get a little consolidation in here. Continuing on up though, a slow grind, and like I say, about 11 o'clock, 11:35, I exited on a 5-minute gap, new day opening gap and equilibrium. So that was my trade. So I took a 1% loss here, and I got a let's see, it would have been just under 5% here. So I ended up 4% up for the day. Actually, that's not true. It was a 6% trade. I was up 5% for the day after my loss. And I ended the week up at 9%, and for the month of February, I am at 17%. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments, and I'll get to them right away. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Like this video if you got some value out of it, and be blessed.